All right. Well, speaking of Slate, their pre-orders open the end of this month, June 24th. So for reservation holders like myself, we received an email notifying us that we will be able to commit our reservations and convert them into pre-orders. Anyone can pre-order starting the 24th, but reservation holders will be prioritized.
And you put down $50.
You put down $50, which goes toward your pre-order charge of $300.
So are you doing the $250?
No.
You're not.
In any other financial space, I would. But I just can't buy a new car. What I need in a third vehicle can be accomplished with $5,000 or less. I can refund my $50. The $300 is not refundable. And I kind of understand that. A lot of people are like me, like, that's a cool idea. Maybe I'll be in a position 2 years from now where I'll want to do that. That is kind of a commitment, especially when it's not refundable. It's like, all right, this is the official number of people. And once they commit a non-refundable $300, you might then be able to assume 90% of those are going to convert into actual sales.
Would you say if there's 100,000 reservations, I don't remember how many there were.
It was 150. I think they would have announced it if they got to the 200,000 mark, and they haven't.
So it's somewhere north of 100,000 reservations.
If I had to guess, I would say maybe a third of the reservations
convert.
And then 90% the pre, because then you're like picking your delivery date, you get all the pricing for your configurations, like your configurator where you like messed with it and made your own Slate truck. It'll actually have all the pricing for all the stuff. Like
as of June 24th?
As of June 24th.
So we'll be able to know what the prices are. June
Exactly.
24th. Okay.
And then you'll decide, do I want to commit a non-refundable $300? I think at that point, I think they're pretty committed.
See, I was thinking we still wouldn't know pricing.
You know pricing on June 24th as well for the truck and all the accessories.
Okay. So
and you'll get a delivery window.
And you think 90% of those?
Yeah, I think that conversion rate went down after the EV mandate went away.
Yeah.
Although the people who were scared off by that going away already got their refund, though. I want this truck to succeed.
Me too.
It feels like there's just a dwindling number of simple vehicles that you can buy new.
That don't track you, or
you have to buy something 10 years old or older. I want to send a really clear message to the industry that we don't want that.
The people that want the simple vehicle that they can keep and not have to worry about all this other crap, I don't know how much that overlaps with EV. I would guess that this overlaps less because it's an EV. I think the type of person who really wants that simplicity would also want a gas engine. What do you think?
In a way, I think EV is simpler.
It is, but I'm saying the customer who harkens back to, like, I remember when we didn't have to worry about this stuff, is the kind of customer that's not going to be going, I really want the new thing.
In a few years, though, EV is not going to seem like the new thing. You know, there'll be people who've been driving EVs for, you know, their entire driving life, and that might be 10 or 20 years.
My wife's Model 3 is 8 years old.
Yeah, so I think we're approaching the time where EVs aren't seen as like this new thing. They've been with us for a while now, and that's only going to get more and more the case. Yeah. In a few more years, it's not going to... I don't think people will care if it's gas.
I've also already noticed there's less flame wars in the comments about, like, I hate EVs and I love EVs. Like, I see a comment here or there, but I don't see like people going on about it with each other.
They're here, whether you like them or not. The CEO previously stated that
it's cool.
It is
really
cool.
Cool.
It is so cool.
Every time you see one, it'd be like the way you see a Cybertruck, where you're like, oh, there's a Slate, or you would see, and they would all be different. They wouldn't all be big slabs of stainless steel. They would all be configured differently, and the person behind the wheel chose everything on that. Mm-hmm. And you know, they get behind the wheel, and every one of these will pass the look back test. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You get out of the car. For anyone who doesn't know the look back test, you get out of your car, you walk into wherever you drove to, and you have to pause and turn around and look at your car and go like, yeah, your car passes the look back test. And I believe every one of these that makes it to a customer's hands that did everything exactly the way they wanted, it's customized to the nines for them.
Do you know what I think is kind of an unaccounted for variable in this?
What?
Is that since this is a new company with their own design language, which I think is great. I think it's simple, rugged looking, but handsome. It's a handsome little truck, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a Ford. It doesn't look like a Dodge. It doesn't look like anything else. You and I are ensconced in this industry, in tech and in cars. Your average Joe or Jane is going to drive by this and be like, what the heck was that?
Yeah. They're going to look at it and go like,
what is that?
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to be so different that people won't just be saying that about every Slate and think they're all different vehicles.
They'll stand out because they do look different than everything else. And that's something that I don't think we're accounting for, is that people will get interested in this truck because
they're different.
They're different.
Now, comparing it to the Cybertruck in that way is different because people look at the Cybertruck and they've already had their mind made up because it's made a huge splash.
Well, it's a Tesla. People know that.
They know Tesla.
Unless you're kind of in this industry, you're not awaiting some new vehicle startup.
I doubt that I could go grab anyone off the street and go, what do you think of the Slate truck? And they'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. People in our circles know, but that's
Yeah.
not a good sample. Like
No.
you need to go to people who you don't even know. Like new vehicles come out and people don't know what they are yet, but they still don't stand out because they adhere to an existing brand language. And this is just totally
Except for
different.
Hyundai. Basically everything they make looks different.
And honestly, that kind of works,
It works
for
for
them.
them, yeah.
Let's play a game. Let's commit it to video right now. What is this going to cost?
In this configuration here,
The base model truck on June 24th, when you hear pricing, what is going to be the dollar value
before delivery,
before anything else?
yeah, I go on the website, I click
The
exactly
sticker.
0 options, and I get to the end, and it says this is it.
The number that will be on all of the automotive headlines.
What do you think?
What do I think? I'm going to commit it to a number right now. Here's my justification. It was advertised as sub $20,000 until
$7,500 tax credit's gone.
$20,000, or really $19,999 plus $7,500 is $27,499. I think that is exactly what it'll be, because they've been saying mid-20s, and people are asking, is that still mid-20s? Technically, if you look at a number line, 25,000 being right in the middle, anything above 27,500 is closer to 30,000. And in my mind, at that point, $1 more than that is disingenuous to call it mid-20s. I would call it high 20s because it is closer to 30,000 than 25,000.
Okay.
So I'm saying 27,499.
You're assuming a lot more honesty in advertising than I am.
I'm using the only information I have.
That's true. I'm also using the only information I have. And by that, I assume that they're lying. I assume that there's something that came up that they weren't foreseeing when they were saying that.
They're still saying mid-20s now,
Right.
even now.
And I just assume that's not true.
I feel like they would have gotten ahead of this a while ago if we're now within 2 weeks.
I think
A week.
it's going to be at least 28.
28? If it's in 28, I don't know that they can get away with calling it mid-20s.
But no one's going to remember that. They're just going to see the headline of a truck under 30 grand. No one's going to remember that they said mid-20s.
It's all over the website.
Maybe. Because they said it and because I'm cynical, I just assume they're lying. Let me just think back and go like, at what point did a company trying to sell me something tell the truth? Never.
This would probably be the first time that I know of where an EV company specifically delivered a product at the price they said it was going to be delivered at and when they said it was going to come to market. This would literally be the first time, because they said 20,000 with a big asterisk saying with federal incentives. Obviously, those went away, but I still don't think they were being disingenuous. Like, okay, well, federal incentives aren't there anymore, so
31,000.
yeah.
Yeah. No, they didn't do that.
This will be the first time that I know of that it would be
Right.
delivered at the price and at the time they said it would.
What are the chances it's under 27?
That would make crazy headlines.
Yes, if they put it at 26,999 under 27, or even I don't know how much lower they could go. If it was under what everyone assumes it would be, which is 27.5,
I think everyone thinks it's going to be 27.5.
I
A
think-
dollar under that.
I think if it was under, it would make a big splash.
Totally.
They're not going to lose much face going 28.5.
And for a brand new company, they need
Every dollar they get.
every dollar.
I think it's 28.5.
Or do they bank on getting more excitement and publicity, losing, going $500 less per truck?
And they have a lot of capital,
They do. They have already said they have more than enough capital to make it to production.
which again makes me think that they don't.
Yeah. Now, I could just be looking at this way too optimistically and getting swindled here. They seem a lot more transparent in their Q&As and the things that they're doing. And they have these really high profile investors that would not be cool with them
Misrepresenting. That's a fair point.
at each funding stage, how much money they've gotten, how much money they need for that, how much money they've saved by having a paint shop.
I would love to be wrong. I think it's 28.5.
28.5. I think it's 27.
I think-
499 on the dot.
Downside of going 28.5 isn't that big. Now, if they go under 27, that will make a big splash.
Because nobody's expecting to be under 27.5.
No.
That's the lowest it could be. They could get away with doing 27,999. Now, someone like me would immediately be like, that's not mid-20s. That's
Yeah.
not 20s. But most people would see the 27
And go, that's
at there
mid-20s.
and think, yeah, that's mid-20s.
All right, let me augment it. I think it's going to be 27,999.
I think we need 27,499.
Okay. You want to bet dinner on it?
Yep. All right.
Okay.
We'll find out. 10 days.
10 days.